The Beatles and the Rolling Stones are the two biggest rock and roll bands that appeared in the United Kingdom in the early 60s, and they were crucial for the evolution of the music genre. For decades, a rivalry between the bands was kept alive by the fans since they had a different attitude, style, and were musically different most of the time. Over the decades, the members of the two bands talked a lot about each other, including the Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards, who gave his opinion on the Beatles, including the late guitarist and singer John Lennon. Even though the press and fans tried to create some kind of animosity between the two British groups, especially in the early days, the members of both bands were really good friends, and the Beatles even helped the Stones to get their first hit and a record deal. Keith Richards, who is also known for being a sincere person and always giving his true opinion on other bands, already chose the Beatles as one of the best of all time. He said that in a project called Living Legends that the Rolling Stones had with YouTube back in 2008, where Richards and Mick Jagger answered fans' questions. The guitarist listed the four bands that, in his opinion, are the best of all time, and when talking about the Fab Four, he said, "The Beatles, obviously. I mean, I sort of throw them in, obvious." One of the members of the famous Liverpool band that Richards was a really good friend of was exactly John Lennon.
Girl, you know the reason why.
In an interview for Ask Keith, a special series of questions and answers he had on his website back in 2004, transcribed by Rock and Roll Garage, Richard gave his opinion on the late Beatle. "I used to hang out with John quite a bit. He was outrageous. I mean, he was just a beautiful spirit. He certainly didn't deserve that, being killed. I guess the older it gets, the more we are going to go through of this saying like Graham Parsons, George and John, 'What the hell am I doing here?' You know what I mean." As I say, the good die young. John, I think he used to come and see me just to be sort of one of the Stones for a night and not be one of the Beatles. Like to get outrageous, you know, laughs. "Okay, so you just sleep in front of the toilet, John, and you will be all right." It was kind of like that, you know. We were just great mates, and he is a free spirit.